A good morning to you. Yesterday we discussed a subject on judgment in our devotion. Today we will continue with this subject. In fact, yesterday we covered a few parts of this topic: a solemn appointment, the sin of judgment, and the three books that I used to record everything. Today we want to look at what is the standard we are going to be judged with. By what standard is God going to judge us? It is only fair that all of us get to know the truth, so that this does not take us by surprise. Everything is revealed in the Word of God. To start with, we'll look at James chapter 2 from verse 10 to 12. For whoever shall keep the whole law and yet stumble in one point, he is guilty of all. For he who said, do not commit adultery, also said, do not murder. Now, if you do not commit adultery, but you do murder, you have become a transgressor of the law. Why? Because sin is a transgression of God's law. So, speak and so do as those who will be judged by the law of liberty. Right there, the answer is given. Speak and do as those who will be judged by the law of liberty. This passage points to the law of the 10 Commandments. That is the law of liberty. Those are the moral laws. I know out there are teachings that suggest that the law of liberty, the moral laws, the 10 Commandments, the Decalogue, have been done away with. They were done away with at the cross. That is not true, my friends. Because if that were true, how is it that we are still going to be judged by the same law of liberty? Something is wrong somewhere in that interpretation. Because the Word of God is clear, we are going to be judged by the same law of liberty. Some suggest that the law was nailed at the cross because it is condemning. No. That is not true. The law was not nailed at the cross. There were some laws that were done away with, which are called ceremonial laws. We will cover that subject in the next couple of days or weeks. What are ceremonial laws? What their purposes were. But the 10 Commandments, which are a transcript of God's character, were never done away with, because God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He does not change. That is his nature. So how is it that the laws that represent him and his governance can be changed by human beings? Because we have no record whatsoever in the Word of God where the 10 Commandments were changed or done away with. Let's get that right. Right. In Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 and 14, says something that I like here. After the same writer, Solomon, said, all is vanity, and we all live and then we die, we go to dust where we come from. And to the young people, he talks about, remember the Lord in the days of your youth, and he talks about this cycle that seems to just come to an end somehow, abruptly, very often, because we all go to die. All is vanity, therefore. But when he ends his book, the book of Ecclesiastes, right, the last two verses, verse 13 and 14, he says, let us hear the conclusion. After having said everything, or having listened to whatever he has been saying, he says, now listen to this carefully. Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. This is the gist of the matter. After all he said, he wants you to be careful. Pay attention to this. Fear God and keep his commandments. Why? For this is the duty of men. For God will bring every work into judgment, including every secret thing, whether good or evil. Again, we come across the 10 commandments, the law of God that God is going to use, the law of liberty, the moral law that God is going to use to judge each and every one of us, whether it is things that are done in secret or in public, known by others or not known by others, known by yourself. In the judgment, it will come to the table, and we are going to be judged by whatever we did. When is this judgment? The investigative aspect of the judgment must go on before Christ comes the second time. Why do I say so? Let's have a look at Revelation chapter 22, verse 12. It's talking about the second coming of Christ. And here John the Revelator says, "And behold, I am coming quickly." This is Christ. "And my reward," this is Christ saying, when he comes, "my reward is with me to give to everyone according to his work." So, if Christ is coming with a reward, because we are told we are going to be judged by the law of liberty, by works, the deeds that we did are going to be the method by which we are going to be weighed whether we are found wanting or not. It therefore means that if Christ is going to come with a reward, it means this judgment must have taken place prior to his coming. That's exactly what it says here. It's very clear. I am coming with my reward. My reward is with me to give everyone according to what he has done. Well, when Christ comes again, he comes with his rewards. Thus, the particular rewards must have been predetermined before that time. That's what it all means. They must have been predetermined before that time. And then Revelation 14, verse 6 to 7 gives us a good clue or understanding of this time of judgment. And this is what it says. "Then I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach to those who dwell on the earth, to every nation, tribe, tongue, and people." In other words, everybody will know the truth, will make a choice whether to believe or not. The information about the gospel, about the salvation that Christ gives full and free, will be shared to the whole world just before Jesus comes, and everyone will make a choice. And this is what the angel said. An angel in the books of prophecy, we're talking about messengers of God. Messengers of God, people who spread the gospel. They will tell this good news. And what will they be saying? "Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment has come." Not is coming, has come. "And worship him who made the heavens and the earth and the sea and the springs of water." The good news, or what is very much clarified in this text, is that the people that will spread the good news about God, the judgment that is come, they will say this before Jesus comes, so that every one of us will make a choice. We will deal with the subject to come a day or two about this judgment, which happens before Jesus Christ comes, how it will be done, when it began. Because we are talking of a judgment, according to John the Revelator, this judgment has come. Not that it's coming, it has come. In other words, it has started, it is happening. And as others would know, it is normally referred to as investigative judgment. It happens starting from the dead, coming all the way to those that are living, to the very last person to live on earth. We are going to cover that topic, so let's not run ahead of ourselves. But what I want to clarify is a text which supports the fact that when Jesus is coming with his reward, it means some judgment has already taken place. And when he comes, he only comes to award us according to the outcome of the judgment that took place. So, we need to be not afraid of the judgment if we have given our lives fully to the Lord. For Christ is able to save us. Hebrews 7:25. His blood is able to cleanse us. 1 John 1 verse 7. He is able to help us to be obedient to all the commandments of God. To all the commandments of God. 1 John 1:9. Because remember, if you commit one, you break one, you have broken them all. On our own, we are not capable of keeping the laws of a holy God. Eccl 36:26. Confess him now. He will stand for you then. If you confess him now and allow him to take full charge, to take full control of your life, so that, as we said and discussed yesterday, he is going to be the judge. He is going to be also the advocate. There is no way I see a case being lost if you've got a judge on your side and an advocate on your side. So friends, if we confess him now and allow him to take our cases, plead our cases now, we are assured of winning the case. God bless you.